One regiment in the British Army has a job like no other.
There is a red life, state ceremonial public duties, and there is a green life, being prepared to fight the Queen's enemies on a battlefield.
Duty bound to protect the Queen and royal family.
The defence of the realm, that's essentially our #1 job.
Stand by for rapid!
Elite infantry soldiers and masters of ceremonial precision.
Stop pulling your feet in on that third pace. Get back, do it again. It's Britain PLC. It's got to be world class all the time.
The Coldstream Guards are internationally revered.
When you go to Heathrow Airport, you can't buy a 6-foot teddy bear of a paratrooper. You can buy a 6-foot teddy bear of a guardsman.
And responsible for delivering the biggest royal occasions.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, their wedding at Windsor Castle. Now, that was watched by 1.9 billion people globally.
In this series, we'll follow new recruits desperate to join the Coldstream Guards.
Right, McHugh, am I boring you, am I? Why are you looking at the floor?
Navigating the Army's most unforgiving training.
Get down. So when contact, quick, march!
With exclusive access to national events.
That is the cue then for Her Majesty. 48 seconds later, the red arrows will fly past.
From the Queen's birthday parade to a once-in-a-generation state funeral.
We hold a very significant responsibility in the eyes of the nation to get the message exactly correct.
We reveal the reality of life on the Blue Line.
First guard, Tower of London. It's amazing.
Our motto is second to none. Second to none.
Every year, 450 new Guardsmen recruits attend Catterick's Infantry Training Centre. Here, civvies with no soldiering skills are thrust into a gruelling training programme. Some will make the grade as elite Coldstream Guards.
This is your first and last warning, okay?
Others will not. They only have 5 weeks to find out if they are tough enough to cope before they have to decide to commit for 4 years or head back to Civvy Street.
Today, for many of you, is your first step on what will be a long and illustrious career in the British Army. It is designed to push you where you've never been before.
But it's not just new recruits who have to conquer new challenges. It's senior officers too. From orchestrating and delivering a major royal funeral to completely reimagining the Queen's birthday parade.
Good is not good enough for this, okay? It has to be excellent.
So the battalion is now poised, ready to take on the Queen's birthday parade. And this year, sadly, we are unable to do that on Horse Guards because of COVID-19. And so we're doing a different version in Windsor. These things come along and you've got to tackle them and do your best.
The Queen's birthday parade is the biggest event in the ceremonial calendar. I know it's watched in 54 Commonwealth countries across the world.
But this year's parade has to be totally redesigned in just 6 weeks.
This is a unique parade, so we're starting from scratch. We're going to try and emulate much of what the Queen's birthday parade offers. So we're trying to achieve that in a socially distanced manner in an environment as tight as the quadrangle is an ask.
The Guards are training at Hounslow Barracks.
Because Windsor Castle quadrangle is grass and gravel. Hounslow was selected because it has a football pitch and it's about the same size as a quadrangle. So if I get the dimensions absolutely right, I can measure how long the parade's going to take.
Right, Major, we good to go?
With only 3 rehearsals left before the big day in Windsor, the pressure is on. for Guardsman Lubin, who passed out of Catterick 6 months ago. It will be his first major ceremonial event.
Out the elbow.
My left arm was too low, and he said to bring it up. When they're on the parade square, you cannot hide anymore. They on you like honey. They just stuck on you. You cannot run away. You're feeling like they're picking on you, but they're not picking on you. They just want it to be perfect. It's not just me as a guardsman, even the officers, the senior officers, they get picked up on the parade. So we're just trying to mingle through.
Colonel Marsham has also never taken part in a Queen's birthday. And this year, he's the commanding officer in charge. And needs to be in complete control of the parade.
If you get screamed at, and I'm looking at the guardsmen in the ranks here, take it on the chin. It's because we want to make you better, and we need you to do something with a little bit of urgency.
It's a huge honour, as you can expect. I will have nerves, I will have trepidation, but I think that's part and parcel of what we do. It's why we do what we do.
Marsham may have led his battalion of 400 men on the battlefield, but leading the Queen's birthday parade is a whole new challenge.
No! Arms!
That's them gone.
And then it's guards, move to the left and freeze, left turn.
Yeah. Okay. And then after that,
it's do your duties by the right.
By the right.
Colonel Marsham's commands have to be correct.
General, salute! Reason! Arms! So straight away there's a timing issue there.
Slower than the left? Yeah.
Fractionally.
Yeah.
And the arms as well, cutting away.
It's noticeable.
Yeah.
Colonel Marsham sent a man on the Queen's birthday parade, so if he didn't feel the pressure, he wouldn't be human.
Every single man needs to put their weight in that to make it happen.
While Marsham and his guards are under pressure to deliver a brand new parade, in Yorkshire, 50 fresh recruits with absolutely no soldiering experience arrive for day one of their military training.
Their whole world is basically here. It's my job to bring them through training and to produce guardsmen at the end of it.
It's the whole shock and capture, as they say. So today is day zero. It'll be quite a steep learning curve for them. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting day, I think.
The recruits have thrown themselves in at the deep end and now have 5 weeks to decide if they've got what it takes to sign up for 4 years or head home. First in is 20-year-old Chris Keatman from Stoke.
The second I got out of the car, I thought, oh my God, I probably shouldn't have done this.
If they're all like him, I think we'll be doing all right.
I never really wanted to join the army when I was younger. But unfortunately, like this year, my dad died. I was working sort of minimum wage at B&Q at the time. Not really pulling my weight, let's be honest. So I thought, Joe, I'm gonna have to do something now. So I think it was the day after his funeral, I applied to the army. It gives me a chance to sort of make a future for myself.
Morning. Grab a seat, grab a seat, grab a seat. Who brought you down?
My dad.
Is he all right?
Yeah.
I was sort of the first person they see when they come in, so I'd chat to them and ask them how their parents were, and
Good luck, son.
some of them were like, oh, my parents were crying, and
He said, Mum, he said, don't cry when we get there. He said, don't worry about your mum, what about me?
others were they're literally booting me out the car, can't wait to get rid of me. So you know they're going to be trouble.
For many, it's not only their first job, but first time away from home. Like 19-year-old Alfie Sutherland.
Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing it for my mum and my family, because I said, you know, I want to make her proud and stuff. She believes like the army's for me. You know, I've never really had that sort of experience of getting out the house and doing more stuff with my life. Because my dad was a guard for 15 years, everybody thought that because he was in it, it's in like my blood and stuff.
Hey, you've got to remember, it's all new and they're learning everything for the first time.
Some of them seem genuinely scared.
Okay, good. Let's go.
They walk through the door, and seemingly some of them don't have a clue what they've signed themselves up for, what's going on.
The wide-eyed recruits have faced stiff competition getting into Catterick as trainees. But now they'll really be pushed to see if they can hack it before it's decision time.
You don't want to sort of almost scare them off too early. They're still civilians at that point. They don't know what we expect from them. But at the same time, you have got to start instilling those standards early.
Opting out after just 5 weeks of infantry training is not a decision taken lightly.
No.
And they'll have to ask for permission to leave.
What's your number? I don't know. You need to learn your fucking number, yeah? Yeah.
98. Reason.
I don't get intimidated easily, but I felt like a baby next to the sergeants when I first met them.
Take your hands out of your pockets.
At the moment, they're the newest recruits here. Everyone has to fill out a will when they join the army, essentially. I just don't know what it is. Basically, who you want to leave everything you have to if you die.
The whole sacrifice your life for Queen and country, it's not something I've really wanted to think about.
Any questions? Come see us.
I'll be alright.
"25-year-old Second Lieutenant Will Hart has just joined the regiment after passing out from Sandhurst.
Coming to 7th Company is very exciting, and come here as a platoon commander, you feel a sense of belonging. I'm very passionate about it.
But before the new officer can perform his first ever ceremonial duty, he'll need his iconic red tunic.
Oh wow, thank you very much. Exciting, thank you very much.
Cheers, sir. Thank you, no problem.
Yeah, it looks great.
He'll be commanding a team of 21 soldiers guarding Her Majesty's oldest royal residence.
Very smart, let's try it on.
The Tower of London is my first time wearing the tunic, bearskin, being on ceremonial duty. It's obviously a lot of pressure for me to make sure I don't get it wrong. Being responsible for the crown jewels is a big job. It just shows, you know, how the army and the Coldstream Guards is a great place to be.
Oh, how's it look?
Tailor-made, sir. Tailor-made.
Some alterations are required.
There, so every tunic has that little bit of give in it, which is a good thing. Should you get back in your running, sir, we'll be able to take it back in for you. Okay?
4 weeks leave.
Will may look the part, but now the pressure to perform is really on.
What I'm most worried about is getting the ceremonial bit right when I'm actually there on the day. I've been practicing in the evenings to make sure I hit my spot and say the right words of command and get it all right, not embarrass myself.
Go get changed into these now. Hurry up.
Yeah?
The new recruits are now in week 2 of their training, where kit is issued and drill training starts.
I'm the freshest of the fresh meat in this place. There's so little that we know at the moment. It does feel really overwhelming.
Really? You have to chase that. Question, lads. What happens if nature calls when we're on guard? You just got to go. What if it's a number 2? It's a bit of a sticky situation. Welcome to the United Kingdom.
Hurry up. There's just you stood there. Oh, is he shouting for you? He said hurry up.
Thousands of pounds worth of kit there, we're just leaving it on his own.
Each recruit is issued with over £3,000 worth of basic training equipment.
Yeah. There's your helmet, spectacles, goggles.
You have a 1 buffalo jacket, 2 jacket MTP.
You've got, honestly, what? Mate, we've got everything.
For Keatman, becoming a Coldstream Guard is about much more than just a uniform.
I went out one night, I came home, Mum went with me in the morning and told me my dad had died. And it was weird, 'cause I was probably still drunk in the morning when she told me.
Every time you say that, just think of
That's pretty cool. She had to tell me, I think, twice.
That's actually really cool.
And it sort of made me realise that, you know, tomorrow could just be it.
Lean, mean, fighting machine.
Changed a lot of things about myself to make sure I was ready to come here.
To by the left. Quick. March! There! Right! There! Left wheel! There! Right! There! Right! There! Right! There! Right! Okay, get the fucking timing. They're fucking awful. Hey! 10! 1, 2, 1! Because you blatantly can't walk normally, okay, and do a little exaggeration of swinging the arms, marching, okay, we're going to regress it. Brace your fucking core, look smart, neck in the back of the collar, over-exaggerate the swing. Does everybody think they can manage that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Well, we'll fucking see, won't we?
Only 6 months ago, 18-year-old Jack Billings finished his journey from raw recruit to fully trained guardsman.
I've wanted to join a prestigious regiment, so Coldstream Guards was for me. When you get there, the pressure sort of ramped up even more, and you're expected to know these things and to perform and to prove to them that you're not just some newbie that's come out of training, that you deserve to be where you are.
Now Billings will be getting the chance to perform his first Guard of Honour, welcoming the Turkish Defence Minister to the UK.
There's a lot of important people that are going to be there, and no one wants to like disappoint or do something wrong.
9 forwards.
The Guards are representing the Queen, extending a royal welcome on her behalf.
Guard of Honour will form 2 ranks.
This is the biggest ceremonial duty Billings has faced.
Last night up till God knows what time, just doing all my kit to make sure it's immaculate for when we go outside. It's just the trousers you wear, they need to be pressed down the middle, make sure there's no other creases in them. That's the tunic, so you need to make sure that these flaps at the bottom are ironed flat, and then mainly it's just making sure it's lint rolled, so you've not got any like loose furs and loose threads and stuff on it. Let's say your kit isn't to the standards and you get in trouble for it, but it makes you a bit annoyed that you've let yourself down. Next time you go out, you make sure that one thing is done. Different sort of like pride and care in your work that you have here rather than any other job that I've ever done.
The Guards have transformed Billings' life.
Before I joined, I was lazy, pretty much, yeah. Just didn't want to get out of bed or anything. I spent most of my time out with my mates, or I was on my Xbox with headphones on. Being honest, I didn't really have much respect for a lot of people when I was out on Civvy Street. But now, I respect them. It matured me a lot.
Guard will move to the left in 3. Left! Turn!
With only 2 rehearsals remaining until the Queen's birthday parade, the pressure is mounting on all those taking part.
Look up now everywhere, look him in the eye as you're going past.
For many, like Guardsman Lubin, this year's Queen's birthday parade will be the biggest event in their military career so far.
This is the biggest one. There is none bigger than this. It's a lot to take in for me, because I'm new, and I just learning the fundamentals and stuff. It's going to be tough, but it's part of the job. And you have to remember, you're representing the royal family in the end. It's the Queen. You don't have no higher than the Queen. It's just the Queen.
Stand at 8!
This will also be Officer Hugh Scroop's first Queen's birthday parade.
The fact it's never been done before is a real honour for everyone on parade, because you're doing something totally unique.
Present!
I mean, it has to be absolutely immaculate, because we want to deliver and show that we are of the highest calibre.
Celebrating the Queen's birthday runs in Hugh's family.
My great-grandfather, he had the great honour of being the Silver Stick at the Queen's coronation. The Silver Stick is the commander of the Household Cavalry. So at the time, my great-grandfather was in that position. The Queen's about to have done 70 years as the monarch. And for my great-grandfather to be there on day one, you know, is really special.
You can rejoin your guards, please. They'll be stepping off in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much.
Despite his military pedigree, Hugh is drawing unwanted attention from Regimental Sergeant Major Dacey.
Screw, sir. Lock out with the left elbow. Lower your arm slightly. Sir, lock out the elbow. When the officers are marching with their swords in the carry, their arms should be locked out, shoulder high. Tends to, at times, obviously focus on what he's doing, but have a bend in the crook of his arm, which invertedly looks like he's pulling the toilet chain. So that needs ironing out.
I know he knows best. You know, he's got however many more years experience, but, you know, I think it's important to be able to discuss those matters.
When you're doing that...
I'm not, I promise you.
Sir, I'm not making it up, am I? That's how
my elbow.
No.
Back in Hounslow, Officer Scroop still has a bone to pick with the Regimental Sergeant Major.
Yes. When you're doing that...
I'm not, I promise you.
Sir, I'm not making it up, am I? That's how
my elbow.
No.
Sorry, I promise you it's not
You're right, you're wrong.
Yeah, I know I'm wrong, but I'm just telling you.
I'll go on the camera to speak for itself.
100%.
With the full weight of a family legacy on his shoulders and a global audience of millions, Hugh decides to stiffen up.
Look, you know, it's difficult to take criticism sometimes, but you need to accept it. And I just think my arm's a bit wonky. But wonky or not, I should put a metal rod up it to make sure it is entirely straight.
It's week 4 of training for the recruits, 1 week before they make their big decision. It's their last chance to prove they've got what it takes to be elite infantry soldiers and sign up for 4 years of service, or ask for permission to leave.
I'm just waiting till week 5 and just seeing where I'm really going from there, because that's when we're allowed to hand in our discharge as of right letters. But, you know, I haven't really made a decision yet.
Next 4, stand by, go!
Section Commander Ashley Frost is conditioning their bodies to cope with the stresses of combat.
This is why I hate PT. What else would you be rather doing on a Monday afternoon, though? This? Fuck no.
The recruits are doing non-stop shuttle sprints up and down the hill.
Go!
Sorry, hard.
With 50 push-ups at either end, this high-intensity training is designed to build battlefield endurance.
They haven't got a clue yet, but it's just we've got to keep on top of them and keep that fucking ball moving.
Keatman is struggling with the restrictions of army life.
I am having a bit of a wobble at the moment, actually. Never really liked being told what to do, but here it's very much they ask you to jump. You say, how high?
Happy. So I'll give you one more demonstration. Quick time. Ready? Halt. Check. 1, 2.
I really do value my individuality.
Yeah. So hold.
And I do think this place does generate a lot of clones.
1, 2. No.
I don't like the word brainwashing. More of an initiation into a club for life that has very, very strict rules.
Sutherland isn't finding it any easier.
This is our locker, and this is literally how it has to be set out 5:30 every morning. Here,
has to be 4-finger gaps. Your folding has to be on point. Like this crease is like nicely ironed, so that's like what needs to be done. But say if there was like a crease there or something, that gets all trashed out. It's been hard to adapt to. A lot of people are very shy, very nervous, very anxious, who are thinking about leaving just because they can't handle sort of the lifestyle.
I'm quite bored.
Four section, listen in. Make sure all your kit's packed away nice and small.
Sutherland, you good? Yeah? Right, be downstairs.
Stand by, go!
I joined the army when I was 17. The hardest part of training is the first, I say, 3 months. Yeah, absolutely. Because you're installing that discipline.
In full kit, recruits are now hiking 6 miles to where they'll spend the night to get a real taste of life as operational guardsmen.
We've got to be all over them straight away, because if we're not, bad habits are setting.
They'll be practicing basic survival skills in cold, damp conditions.
Recruits are just used to their mum and dad doing everything for them, and it's very hard to get them out of that mode because they've been used to that for all their lives. If they don't have the kit, they're going to suffer in the field.
Sutherland is the first to learn the consequences of forgetting kit.
You don't give a fuck, do you? You don't give a fuck, do you? Do you give a fuck?
Yes,
Why didn't you fucking tell me then? And you didn't fucking come to me. Well done. And after I said to you, put your stuff in your left fucking pouch, put your stuff in your right pouch, you still didn't come up to me. Why? They can't cut any corners. Because cutting a corner in training could be cutting a corner whilst you're on operations. Not properly searching, you know, an enemy. And then that could potentially get someone else killed at the end of the day.
You know, I'm really, really struggling. Have been wrapped up in cotton wool in a lot of ways. I miss being, you know, waking up every morning and having a cup of tea with my mum. Yeah, mummy's little soldier, yeah. Homesickness. It's definitely the biggest part for me. Especially when you make a mistake in front of your whole platoon.
In London, Billings is preparing for his first Guard of Honour. It'll be his first public duty at the historic Horse Guards Parade Ground.
There's a lot of emphasis placed onto this. Is there a lot of pressure that gets put onto us in order to make sure we're to the correct standard? There is, absolutely. Do we try and stop that cascading down? Yes, of course we do, but sometimes it can't be helped.
I'm a bit nervous for on the day if I do something slightly wrong, it will get picked up straight away.
The Turkish Defence Minister is invited to inspect the Queen's Guard.
It's what makes you proud to be a guardsman. You've got that special something that no one else can say that they have done unless you're a guardsman. Oh, you have to be on point, because the second someone does one thing wrong, everyone can see it from a mile off. Doesn't matter how many people there are in the parade. There are big parts of the history sort of inspire you to do well. Just hearing the stories of what people went through just to wear the uniform that we wear.
Billings and the entire Guard didn't miss a beat, delivering a royal welcome Her Majesty would be proud of.
Just like rolling out the red carpet for foreign dignitaries, to show what we're about, really. You feel a lot of pride when doing it, just because it's the first thing that they'll see when they come to the country. And London's known for Queen's Guards, so yeah, it's carrying on sort of, yeah, the history of it.
It's the final day of rehearsals in Hounslow before the parade goes to Windsor.
Today is the day that we bring all the different elements together. So we bring the equine units together, bringing all those horses together. Getting all the words commands sorted out. Making sure we've got our timings exactly right.
But when the Queen arrives and goes on the dais, there's going to be a royal salute.
This is the first and only chance for all 70 horses from the King's Troop Royal Artillery
The King's Troop are always the ones pulling the 13-pounder guns.
and the Queen's Household Cavalry regiments to integrate their timings.
They could spook absolutely anything, so you've just really got to prepare for everything, really.
They are used to travelling somewhere new. What they're probably not used to is the bands and the bagpipes.
The commanding officer of the King's Troop and Garrison Sergeant Major Vern Stokes walk through the practice route the parade will follow in Windsor.
That's a very tricky turn for us because it's on the turn and it's downhill. So we will not be riding central up here.
Okay, yeah. So you can see the edge of the grass, that marker.
7 just forward. Still, 6 forward. Still.
But it's not just the horses that need Vern's eye for detail.
We're not central. The whole parade is off centre.
Have a walk up, have a look.
Yeah.
And no soldier, including Commanding Officer David Marsham, is exempt from his critique.
Guards, we'll move to the left in 3. Left! Turn!
I do, yeah. Slack.
I think the garrison picked up that before I give a word of command, I have a tendency to want to chew it. So he's just told me to see if I can shorten it. That better? And the garrison sergeant major's been around this sort of duty for a long, long time, and a lot longer than I have. You'd be a fool not to take advice of somebody who knows it better than you do.
From how the snare drum sounds when the drummer's doing his call, to officers chewing their curb chains before they issue words of command. You know, they don't necessarily know they're doing it, but if they get caught on camera, they'll be disappointed that they did it. Everybody wants this to go extremely well. You've got the arrival of the troops, the arrival of the Queen. You have the music troop. Then you have the troop in the colour aspect. We'll have a final royal salute and a march past by the equine element. That doesn't happen by accident. It takes a lot of choreography.
It's almost more difficult because you're doing something new. A lot of the soldiers on parade have done a Queen's Birthday parade before, but they haven't done it in Windsor.
Every soldier on parade knows they're being scrutinised.
The right thrust needs to be sharper.
You know, I want to deliver better parades than we delivered last year and the year before that. There's an awful lot of pressure because if you miss something, the whole parade could go wrong.
"20 miles away, inside the Tower of London, it's business as usual. New officer Will Hart is leading his first task force in charge of protecting the priceless crown jewels.
Thinking about those that have done it before you for over 700 years and the privilege it is that I've been chosen to be doing it now is incredibly special.
Outwards. Turn.
Since the 14th century, the crown jewels have been locked up in the ancient ceremony of the keys. A party is dispatched every evening to lock the main gate. En route, they are asked to identify themselves by a sentry guard.
So I stay here for the full duration of our guard, which is surreal. I am quite literally locked in the tower.
The ritual was instated by Edward III, after the king turned up at the tower unannounced and walked straight in unchallenged.
The ceremony of the keys is the oldest military ceremony in the world. Yeah, it's a very special event.
At 10 p.m, the tower's securing is marked by the last bugle being sounded. This week, it's drummer Alfie Osborne's job.
Sounding the bugle, it's all to do with lip strength, whereas like a trumpet, you have like tuning keys. It's all to do with like the tightness of how your lips are. So that's when it goes wrong.
So we have 3 sentry boxes here, and every 2 hours they rotate. The NCO brings them out, swaps over the guard. They read them exactly what it is that they're doing there, why they're doing it, so they have a clear understanding of what they're up to. This is my tunic, my bearskin, which is typically reserved for all ceremonial aspects of what we do. It's sort of like having windscreen wipers, so I can see through. There's a lot of pressure. You know that everyone's looking at you. You've got hundreds of smartphone cameras in your face. You feel proud to represent, you know, your regiment. It's a big moment, yeah.
Saturday, the 12th of June. The big day has finally arrived for the one-of-a-kind Queen's Birthday Parade.
Well, the blokes have put in a huge amount of effort over the last 6 weeks, and today's the day. It culminates. This is a big family day, actually, for me personally. Family all over the country tuning in to watch it. My children will be bouncing up and down on the sofa, wondering how Daddy got onto the telly. The household division as a whole, that we've been able to innovate and create something unique and really special to mark Her Majesty's official birthday.
The parade's success rests on Marsham's shoulders.
I'm the one giving the majority of the words of command. If anything needs to be done collectively, I'm the one to initiate it.
But all ranks must rise to the occasion.
Today is the one we have to be exceptional. No room for error, no room for slight mistakes. I don't think it can get bigger than this, but...
Play with confidence, please, everywhere, okay? Bags with confidence.
I'm representing a lot of things today. You gotta get it right today. Everyone who knows I'm in the military is going to be watching this parade. That's almost everybody in my family. It's a pleasure. They can be proud of me. It's been so long, but they've seen the results on national TV.
Number 7 Company falls in for a final inspection.
What marks have you got there?
Just drop your arm slightly. Okay, that's better, because otherwise it looks like you're out like that, so just want to bear in mind on parade, yeah? Yes.
We'll just hop you on the transport now, down to the forming up point, and then we'll be released at 10:20 to commence the march up towards Windsor Castle. I think there's nervous excitement, and we've done the training. So hopefully everyone's in the right place, myself included, and we can pull off, hopefully, what's a fantastic parade. You literally closed your eyes and you're fucking snoring.
I enjoyed every second of that sleep, me. That was literally the worst sleep I've ever had.
It's week 5 and almost D-Day for the recruits in Catterick.
Start fucking switching on the lot of you. Fucking snapping me now.
The final exercise is forcing the youngsters to decide if they can commit to 4 years in the military or ask to leave now and return home.
You're being fucking pretty nice to us at the moment, but things will start going fucking downhill very fucking fast. You don't start switching on and employing exactly what you're getting taught. Everybody understand?
Yes, Sergeant.
Also, message from Sergeant Frost. You owe him 19 minutes.
Oh, we're getting beasted.
Yep. Yeah, that's the beauty of being in the army.
30% of trainees won't stay the course and will leave before passing out.
So if you need to say, you know what, I messed up. And then you just accept whatever they say, because I mean, at the end of the day, it makes you a better soldier.
Sutherland is struggling.
The exercise. Literally, we're all soaked down to all the skin.
It's now time for the recruits to decide whether to commit to their dream careers.
You sure you want to hand your letter in?
I've literally written it, but
Yeah, you've written it, but the consequence of this is you leave the army.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's something really important to not throw away.
Yeah. I just feel like, honestly, like mentally, it feels like it gets worse.
I've had a wobble, like.
Because they're trying to, right, at the minute, you're like this lump of civilian, and they're trying to take away the civilian comforts.
I just don't think I'm mentally suited for this.
I think when you get home and you're with your mum and you've had a nice meal and a decent night's sleep, you're going to wake up the next day and think, fuck, I should have stayed.
The last thing I want is for someone to be here and for them to just be completely miserable for those first 5 weeks. And ultimately, by doing that, they'll bring everyone else down with them.
I think because emotions are so mixed up at the minute, like, you don't know your arse from your elbow because you're feeling really rubbish and you're tired and you're really out of your comfort zone. But then, no one is a born soldier. You're not born to do this job. You're made to do this job.
31, 31, 32.
Force action is a bit of a family. But yeah, no, we are worried for him. He is going through a lot. You know, most of the country's going back into lockdown. So obviously once he leaves these gates, he's on his own again. It did really make me think, you know what, I do want to be here. I took a lot of what I had for granted. But obviously being here now, it makes me think, Joe, I can actually do something in my life. I'm hoping I finally found something I'm good at.
Right, turn! 1, 2, 3, 1! By your left, quick, march!
Right, so just grab a seat on those ones. I'll just read through this.
It's like your brain is split in half, and then you've got an angel on one side and a demon on the other. Good and bad thoughts battling with each other.
He has got potential. It's confidence. He doesn't believe in himself at all. He just needs to find that self-belief.
If Sutherland does want to leave, he'll have to convince his platoon commander.
Why did you want to join in the first place?
It was something I was like pushed into in a way. Because my dad was a guard for 15 years, everybody thought that because he was in it, that it's in like my blood and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm very different to how my dad is. I just personally don't think I'm ready for this at the moment.
I'm not here to pressure you all and to make you be here. If it's not right for you, it's not right for you. I think the decision just needs to be your own, rather than, which is good. You've taken it back into your own hands now almost, haven't you? So.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, Sutherland.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
No worries. If you need anything else, just come and give me a shout. Yeah. In the meantime. Cheers, Sutherland.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My dad, you know, he's very strongly viewed on the Guards. So I just signed up for the army. I just told him everything, and he just said, like, if that makes you feel happier, then do it, because you're my son and I don't want you to be unhappy. At the end of the day, with infantry, they're training you to be killers, and you've got to ask yourself, like, you know, if it comes to it, I've got to kill someone. I just don't reckon I could at all, like, kill someone or pull the trigger or something like that. Just go home, see my family, and start again.
Next time, the Coldstream Guards finally get the chance to lead the Queen's birthday parade.
Oh, you're floating. Isn't no other way to describe it.
And Lieutenant Scroop faces his biggest challenge yet at the first changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace for nearly 2 years.
It's just a huge privilege. I think it'll hit me when I see the crowds. I think nerves are a good thing, but you know, nervous excitement describes it best, I think.